Hi, I'm Dr. Michael J. Passo from the Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory at Columbia University. And together we're going to be talking to you about a program we have at Lamont called the Earth2Class model. We're connecting students, teachers, and research scientists. We'll be talking about what we do before and during the pandemic. One of the reasons that we have this program is that most students believe that everything they need to know can be found in textbooks. But even during the pandemic, or perhaps especially during the pandemic, good students want to learn from the best sources, which textbooks certainly are not. The best way to learn, of course, is through firsthand experience. But not all students have the opportunity to engage in such field experiences. In the Earth2Class program, we don't have access to big ships, but we still manage to get into small ships. This is one of my co-presenters, Journey Berry, with her father in a kayak. We do team building adventures on the Hudson River at the end of each experience. Journey and I first connected through kayaking, which led to her Earth2Class participation. And now she's going to tell you a little bit about some of her experiences and how that led her to become a geology major at Rutgers University. Journey?
Yeah. Yes, my name is Journey. I am a geology major at Rutgers University, and Earth2Class really had a big impact on all of my experiences and everything I've learned up to this point. One of the major things that happened was my expedition with Inspiring Girls. It was a 2-week expedition to Bear Glacier in Alaska with 9 girls and 4 instructors from around the world. It was an amazing experience. We camped at the glacier for 2 weeks. We was able to take data and explore the landscape through art and scientific experiments and learn from other professionals in the field. But this opportunity wouldn't have happened if I hadn't gone to Earth2Class. I've been going to Earth2Class since my freshman year of high school. So it's been a pretty long time, and I've made friends and I've connected with teachers from the tri-state area. And one of these teachers recommended this program to me. She said, I don't know what this program is, but I think you should check it out. And it led to my experiences with Girls on Ice and other opportunities. Yeah, and these are my pictures from, we did a lot of kayaking through the glaciers. Starting kayaking, meeting Dr. Passo through kayaking, and we're getting able to kayak through Bear Glacier was amazing. We were able to draw pictures and really explore the landscape throughout. So all of my experience, like I said, have been through Earth2Class. Even though we're online right now and even college is online, we're still able to connect and still able to learn something new through classes and through Earth2Class workshops. Other opportunities have sparked from this, not just Girls on Ice, but my first internship, and more recently, I was able to work with my Girls on Ice instructor again on a project with the National Park Service. So I'll be exploring the fjords once more, and I'm really excited for what's to come, but I will always come back to Earth2Class and be in the workshops to learn and to enhance my college experience now.
So many discoveries take place in locations that are inaccessible to students and classroom teachers, such as the Antarctic surface or mountain valley and the Andes. So we, since 1998, have brought the Earth to the classroom with the Earth2Class workshops. We've been very fortunate at Lamont to have some of the world's top scientists. This is Dr. Taro Takahashi, one of the leading experts on carbon cycle, speaking to teachers and 3 high school students about his 60-plus years of investigating global climate changes and the evidence for claims and actions. By listening to a scientist like this, students have learned what's needed to make solid scientific arguments that will sway decision makers. Before the pandemic, we were also able to go into the Lamont facilities. This is the core lab, and the curator in the core lab has been extremely welcoming to student interns, and several Earth2Class participants have had experiences in their senior years of high school that added to their college admission attraction. This is the curator, Nicola Nest, and she's speaking to some of the students who have come to an Earth2Class program. This one here is Camille Lederer, who is the other co-presenter on this project, and I'll let Camille in a moment tell you about her experiences. Camille?
Hi, I'm Camille. I've been going to Lamont since my sophomore year at the Earth2Class sessions. I was invited there by Dr. Michael Passow, and I met him when I went to the open house in 2016 at Lamont, where my dad has been taking me since I was a kid. I graduated from Tenafly High School in 2019, and I now go to McGill University, where I'm part of the School of Environment, and I'm focusing on water environments and ecosystems because I really want to be a marine biologist. As well as science, I'm really into art, and I think I have a picture coming up for that on the next slide.
Do slide, thank you.
Yeah, my junior year of high school, the summer going into senior year, through Earth2Class, I was given the amazing opportunity to participate in an internship with Dr. Christine McCarthy. I was in the rock mechanics lab, and we did some glaciology research with other students. And that was really great for going into college, and it was a really great research experience, so I know what to expect now. Yeah.
And you also learned how to do a poster.
Yes, that's true. And here's the beautiful poster that I worked on with my peers during that internship. As you can see, we have a lot of graphics to help explain. And that's one of the reasons why I think that art is so important with science, because visualization is really key to helping explain it to people. So there is a picture of me and Journey, who is also here, and one of my friends from high school who came to visit me. And this was when me and Journey did a presentation at the open house in 2018 at Lamont. And we did a presentation on my internship and Journey's Girls on Ice experience. And so the people at Earth2Class, I met so many teachers from the tri-state area, and it really let me see the other side of academia, because so far I've only been a student, and it was really insightful to see how much the teachers actually prepare to continue doing current studies for the students. So at Earth2Class, I came in knowing that I wanted to be a marine biologist, and I still want to do that, but at Earth2Class, I learned about paleoclimates. I've never learned more about foraminifera at Earth2Class than I ever will again.
Don't forget proliferae.
Yes, that is my favorite word, and it might be mine as well now. I learned about geology, and although I'm not going into these specific fields, I now understand how they all connect in a way that I wouldn't have before. So there's my major. McGill won't just call it marine science because they want to make it more complicated. But yeah, Earth2Class was really instrumental in helping me find what exactly I want to do and connecting me with the people who will help me do that. And now I know—
Some of your drawings.
Yes, that is a piece of my art. I decided to draw some fish from the deep sea. It's made with watercolor and some pen lining. And I do a lot of marine art. I'm currently working on a sculpture of a coelacanth, which is a fish that previously was thought to be extinct, but was rediscovered in the late 30s. So I'll see how that goes.
Okay, thank you very much, both Journey and Camille. Going back to some of the things that we do in the Earth2Class program, when we can do it live before the pandemic, scientists would often bring in models to demonstrate their research. This is Dr. Martin Stutt, who's using a model to demonstrate the flow of liquids through groundwater. Another thing that happens is that students and teachers get a chance to see real research data and understand how these are collected, interpreted, and represented in scientific presentations. And we also have the opportunity for scientists to create hands-on activities pertaining to the scientific principles, which the teachers can bring back to their classroom. The next few slides show a series of activities about viscosity in volcanoes. This is Dr. Annette Lev, who is a volcanologist, and here I am working with one of the Earth2Class participants, and we're doing models of viscosity to see how fast items will sink through liquids of different densities. Normally in an Earth2Class program, we meet monthly on a Saturday at the Lamont campus, which is closed now because of COVID. It's open to classroom teachers, middle and high school students, the general public, and Columbia University affiliates. As I mentioned, until last March, we were able to do this in person, but now we offer things through Zoom. So let's see some of the changes these have produced. On the positive side, people no longer have to wake up early on a Saturday morning and drive to the Lamont campus, which is about 12 miles north of New York City. And this has allowed us to increase the number of participants. The last one had about 40 participants instead of the usual 20. They're available wherever the participants are. We no longer have a need to charge a participation fee because we no longer have expenses. We can offer more programs each month. Several months we'll now have 2, and I can lead them from anywhere. Last month I led it from Virginia, and sometime in the spring I will be leading the program from Brazil. This also allows for anonymity for those who are shy. They can ask questions using only their voice. On the negative side, it's no longer possible to visit the labs and campus resources. And we began every morning with caffeine and carbs, also lunch with the scientists. As Camille mentioned, this was a chance for people to network and make new friends, firm up friendships. There's now a lack of spontaneous interactions with scientists. And the programs have to be shorter in length. We can't have a 6-hour program. And hands-on activities are not possible. But we still have access to cutting-edge scientific discoveries. We're still posting the slideshows on the Earth2Class website. And the website allows people to follow up and also for others who couldn't attend the original program, see what's happening. We also can continue to provide an opportunity to excite students and teachers about cutting-edge science and break away from textbook learning. Here's a list of the current series of Earth2Class presentations. We're looking at some of the major issues in science, like implicit bias, lack of diversity. We're going to have a program about arc magmas and try to figure out where the silica comes from in magma. Dr. Lynn Sykes is one of the leading seismologists, and he's been very concerned also about nuclear weapons and arms treaty. So he will share some of his thinking with the students and teachers in November. And we're going to be looking at things like plankton in the Amazon River plume, student investigations of the Hudson River, an interpretation of dinosaurs from a Lamont scientist who began his own career as a scientist when he was a middle school student, who was able to find dinosaur footprints near where he lived in New Jersey. And we have a variety of other scientists sharing information with us. So thank you very much, and we hope that you will, if you can, go back to the Earth2Class website, earth2class.org/site, and take a look at some of the materials we have posted. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you.